Welcome and welcome back. As always, I'm Jeremy Fee, and this is my BookTube channel. You might not have been expecting a video today, but it's a bonus Friday book talk. I hope you're doing awesome. I always appreciate the support of the community, all the likes down there in the comments, all the community interaction. Today, I'm talking about a book by B.K. Greenwood. It's called The Last Roman, Book 1, Exile. I love the cover. Let me just start with that. I know that there's that old saying, you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but let's face it, we do. We all do that. I received a free ebook copy of this novel, but of course, my review is my honest opinion. So when I tell you, I looked at the cover and I thought, this looks really good. It's my honest opinion. And I would not have agreed to review the book if I didn't like that cover so much. You know, the cover sells it so much. The warrior standing there, seeing the city behind him. If I had to do a pitch meeting for this book, I would say it's like Gladiator meets Highlander. And I love both Gladiator and Highlander, so that's high praise coming from me. I feel like that's a huge win. The book has a Roman soldier who is turned immortal, and the story swaps back and forth between the present day and the past. It's an adventure story. It's got vengeance, a lot of vengeance. It's got a lot of intrigue. Really, a lot of what happens in the past, which I have to say the first probably 25 to 30% of the book, I was more interested in the past. It's got the war stories and it's got the vengeance. But then, as the book continued, I got more and more into the intrigue of what was happening in modern day. Since it was switching back and forth, I started caring more and more about what it was that the character was searching for and how he was trying to make that happen. It's got a little bit of everything, really. It's got best friends turned into frenemies. It's got some romance. It's got a lot of aggression, a lot of anger in there. It's got historical war fiction, modern thriller, mystery, military aspects. It's got religious elements, and it's got the interesting intrigue of a character who can die over and over again and come back to life. I don't know if you're a fan of Doctor Who and the spinoff Torchwood, but that was something that really stood out to me with Captain Jack Harkness, and this character reminds me of that. A lot of the same sort of themes where he is willing to take on physical pain and suffering. He's willing to put himself into situations where he knows he could die, you know. Some really tough stuff. But because he comes back to life, it creates a whole different set of variables, different scenarios that you don't get in most books and most stories because it would kill characters. They wouldn't survive it. This is the first book that I've read by this author, but I feel he does a great job creating what people call set pieces in action films, and in that way his writing comes across as really cinematic. He's got huge battles, interesting combat scenarios, they stand out to me, and since the story goes back and forth for the point of view in the past and the current day, it makes it easy for the narrative to bounce from one set piece situation to another, and that keeps the pace moving rather quickly in the story. I like stories with a fast pace. I know sometimes people complain about pacing. Everybody has different opinions about pacing, which is actually really fascinating to me the more and more that I listen to other people's book talks and book reviews and discussions, more than I read reviews online. It's also interesting, sometimes authors will tell you one person will give a review that says the pacing is too slow, another person will give a review that says the pacing is too fast. It's my opinion that the pacing is fast and that it's good. Something that I thought was really neat was when I was looking into all the aspects, clicking on all the links for the author, his website, and all of that, I discovered that not only can you get these books from regular online websites like Amazon, but you can go to the author's website and you can order them directly from there. What's especially neat is that he's offering sell autographed copies. You can buy signed copies of this book and the second book in the series, which, by the way, the second book is already out. Who is this book not for, you might be wondering? If you're one of those people who does not like fast-paced action, adventure, thriller stories, then you might want to pass on this one. If you are the type of person that if you read a story and it has Christian religious elements worked into the plot of the fiction and that would bother you, then you might want to pass on this one. I felt like the author handled it well. I don't mind when stories have religious aspects mixed into them because I know it's fiction. It doesn't bother me. By the way, there are multiple websites, blogs that are talking about the book. I will put links down below in the description of the video so that you're not just getting my opinion, but you can read the websites and blogs of a bunch of other people. That's it for today's book talk. Every day is a good day for book talk. Peace.